Welcome back guys to my channel again, and in today's video I want to talk about how to take care of black mollies and all of the mollies, pretty much white, black, and even the colorful ones as well. But before we get into talking about mollies and how to take care of them, I want to tell you guys that I actually came back from my trip and I filmed some of the cool parts about my trip, and I will share all of that stuff with you guys. I'm not too sure if this video, if it will be coming up first or maybe after this video, but it will be coming out this week. That's all I wanted to tell you guys. And I bought actually a black molly today, and I want to show you that black molly that I bought. It's right over here. It's in this bag. The reason I bought just one is because I have 4 or 3 mollies. I don't remember, to be honest, in my tank right now, and I just want them to have some company. So because one of my mollies passed away unfortunately a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have time to run to the pet store and buy another one, but hey, I figured why not, right? And I bought this cool plant. This guy is actually medium care level, so I don't know how I feel about this, because most of my plants that you see in this tank are all easy care level, which means that I don't need much of the light or much of the nutrients, but I still have, like you see, my substrate with nutrients. I add nutrients to the tank, and I have decent light, aqua sky or something, I believe. But these plants are cool. Look at this. It looks kind of similar to these plants over here, but that's not the same plant for sure. And if you can see on the picture, that's how it will look when it grows, and it should be 20 centimeters tall in 30 days, so it shouldn't be too crazy or anything crazy, but it's still pretty cool. So I will probably plant them somewhere over here. Actually, I will move this plant because I need more room for them, and we will do that maybe in this video or maybe some other time. So let's go ahead and let's plant it right now. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. So guys, you always want to pre-wash this before you plant it. You see this slimy stuff? This is actually a preservative to help keep the plants alive way longer in those little containers. So it's nothing harmful for the tank, but all of this stuff is on the roots, so you want to pre-wash it before you plant it in the tank. So let's go ahead and do that. So I planted all of these plants. They don't look that nice right now because I basically just divided them in 2 sections and I stick them right into the gravel. But I'm hopefully they will grow nice and tall, and they will be very lush. They will look very lush, so we will see, I guess. Only time will tell, because these ones already grew a bit and I like the way they look. They're pretty cool plant. And the planted tank is doing nice. I like it a lot, actually. But now let's talk about molly, since this video should be focused more about how to take care of mollies. As you see here, this little guy is actually molly fry. Well, he's not a fry anymore. He's actually probably like a teenager or so, but he's getting much bigger. And I had 9 molly fries before, and this guy is the only one who survived. And he was actually the smallest guy, so I never even thought that he's gonna survive. But that's how it is in the wild, I guess. Always the strongest survives, and not always the biggest one. So that's just a good example for you guys to see how small they are. But he was twice smaller than this. So, but in general, let's get into their temperament. These guys are very peaceful. So peaceful, I mean 50%, maybe even 80% peaceful, but they still have 20% of that aggressiveness in them. So it always depends on the fish as well. But mostly they do fine with all of the different kinds of fish. Like you see here, I have bloodfin tetras, I have neon tetras, I have peppered cory somewhere down there. I even have this goby. Also, I have electro green tetras of mollies, of course. and even Siamese algae eater. He's over here and he's much bigger than the other fish too, and of course gourami. So as you know, you can have a pretty basic idea who you can keep the mollies with, pretty much with all of the fish that are pretty peaceful and reach the same size as them. They're super active, and when you have them in a group of 4 or more, you tend to notice different kinds of behaviors, and they're super fast, and they can pretty much survive even in a bad conditions. So this makes them a hardy fish for beginners, and of course they're super popular in beginners hobby. They typically live for about 4 years. Some people say they live up to 5. I'd say 4, even 4 years, 3 to 4 years, I'd say is a good number for them. If you have them for more than 4 years, then you must be doing an awesome job of keeping your mollies. Also, the temperature for these guys, they're tropical fish, right? So you have to look at anywhere from 72 to 80 Fahrenheit. I keep this tank at 80 Fahrenheit, and I had it for almost 2 years already, and as you see, all of the fish are doing great, and I don't have a lot of problems with my fish in the long run. The pH for these fish are anywhere from 6.5 to 8, so they're pretty hardy, and they can tolerate different water conditions as well. When I bought mollies, from my personal experience, I really like the color, because you can choose from different variety of colors and just have a molly tank by themselves. Imagine you have white mollies and black mollies. The look of these fish are awesome, especially in contrast to like black substrate over here. So if you have like white mollies in a tank, it will really color your tank a lot. And even there's also, I don't know if you guys know, but I just found out maybe 6 months ago that mollies can actually live in saltwater aquariums as well, so they can tolerate salt water and fresh water. So that's pretty cool fact about these guys. So you can even tell by that they're super hardy. They like to swim always somewhere in the middle of the tank, even a little bit higher, usually in the middle. And they chase each other around a lot. Actually, they do that stuff for fun. But in general, this fish is very cool to have, and I don't know what else to tell you guys about these guys. I think that in the long run, if you have a molly tank, you will be very satisfied, especially if you're looking for a fish that can easily breed. Because these guys breed like crazy, so you want to be careful when you buy mollies that you don't buy a lot at the start. Well, it's never a good idea to buy a lot of fish at the start. You always want to add by little amounts of fish, but in general you don't want to overdo it, because mollies breed a lot and you will have a lot of babies in your tank. And the other thing that I like about them, that they're always nipping on something, they're always swimming around, and they have a character to them too. And when I said that they're 80% peaceful, 20% aggressive, I wasn't lying. These guys can actually harass other fish sometimes, but it always depends on the character of the fish itself. Because I kept mollies for like about 5 years already, and in that time I always had 50% of my mollies that I kept were always very peaceful and nice to all of the fish. And sometimes I had one guy who was always caused a lot of problems. He was chasing all of the other fish around the tank, and he wouldn't do a lot of damage or any damage to the fish the same size, but he just couldn't stop. He couldn't stop at all. And this what pissed me off a lot of times, because I had all of these nice fish, but there was one guy who was always causing so much drama in the tank. So that's what you guys want to look for and be careful with. So it depends on your fish and depends on all of the other stuff as well. In general, like I told you already, they can live up to 5 years. So this makes them very good freshwater fish for beginners, because they're not expensive too. You can get them anywhere from I'd say $3 to $5. It's in Canadian, so I'm assuming the prices are pretty close in America as well, maybe a buck or two difference, but still they're pretty cool. And the size of the tank for these guys, well, you shouldn't keep them in any tanks smaller than 10 gallons. I know that lots of people keep these beautiful fish in a 5-gallon tank, but it's just not enough for them in the end of the day. They're super active fish, and especially if you need to have at least 4 to 5 guys to make them happy. You have to have a tank at least 10 gallons or more. Because if you have less than 4 or 5 mollies, then they will experience tendency to chase your fish even more. So like it wouldn't even matter if you have peaceful fish, if the fish will be peaceful with 5 mollies in a group, and then you take away the 4 mollies and leave him by himself, he will be very lonely, and he will start chasing other fish. So that will stress out your tank in general. For their diet, of course, they can eat veggies, they can eat bloodworms, brine shrimp, just regular flake food. Pretty much they eat anything, so you don't really have to worry about that. They're a very good eater, so they won't miss the meal for sure, I'm telling you. And even when I drop some of the food in here all the time, they still go downstairs and pick out all of the stuff that lying on the bottom, so they never miss a meal, like I said. And hopefully guys you enjoyed this video and I was able to answer you some basic questions. Like I said, it wasn't a super deep analysis of the molly fish, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Peace.